So we're back to episode 6 of Manic Mums. I'm Naomi.
And I'm Francine, and we've got another great show for you today. We're going to be talking about everything. Actually, tonight, this is the first time we've done our podcast in the evening. We're sat at home with a gin and tonic, relaxing, and we're going to be chatting about everything, aren't we? Our little hacks that are keeping us going through lockdown, what's keeping us busy, what's upsetting us, what's not.
Yeah. Celebrities heading to the countryside and getting basically abused in the press for it. We're also going to chat about, I think we've got a couple of Netflix and maybe BBC favourites that we want to share. So our weekly it's kind of like our little review, isn't it, Fran?
These are things that are getting us all through lockdown. It's getting into good series, and I mean, I'm terrible. I don't watch a lot of TV. I used to, because of what I do, obviously being an impressionist, like soaps and reality shows, but getting into Netflix series was just not something I used to do, because once I start watching something, I can't stop.
I know, and it's so addictive as well. If it's a really good series, it is so addictive. So how have you been coping the last week then?
Right, I'm coping really well. Is it weird or strange to say that I'm really enjoying lockdown? I'm loving every minute. The only thing I hate more than anything is going shopping. I get anxiety. When I say anxiety, I cannot even explain to you that my heart is pulsing when I come out of the shop. So basically, I go in with gloves. I've been going in with a balaclava, which I had when I went to Lapland, covers all your face. I look like a nutter with sunglasses. Where I shop, in the supermarket I shop in, no one seems bothered. They don't follow the arrows, so they're all coming up the same, going different directions of the aisle, so you're kind of stuck right near people. And it is the most horrific experience that I left a whole bag of shopping this week and had to go back and do it all again. I know.
I'm going to be totally honest with you on this one. My experience going shopping, I literally did it once and I said, that's it, sorry, I'm not doing it again. Hayden, you can do it. So I've left that to Hayden. The only place, now get this, the only place that I've gone, because if I need things for like kind of to keep the kids occupied, like arts and craftsy stuff, my favourite place to go is Home Bargains, because there's no queues, I can get in, it's also cheap, and I can grab them things like glue, art stuff, because the thing is, there's nowhere like that open anymore. No. There's no hobby craft or anything like that. It's all closed. So for me, I've actually got a mask. I put a mask on with my sunglasses and gloves, but I feel really weird doing that.
Me too.
But I find it really strange. So what we've kind of resorted to doing, and which in a really weird way as well, I really like. No, actually, it's not a weird thing. I think it's fabulous. But so basically, instead of going and shopping at big supermarkets now, we're actually really supporting like local little shops. So we're shopping and we're kind of taking it back to basics. We're kind of like, we've got, I've just actually had my fruit and veg delivered by a company that's actually someone that I know. What is it? Fresh to You Today or something. Fresh to You Today. And they've delivered it to my doorstep. And it's just an abundance of fruit and veg, which I could do so much if I had kids like yours that are really creative with cooking. And then I've been going to the local butchers, which is you're in and out within 5 minutes. There's no queues. I've been going to the little two little local shops. I've got eggs from a farm. I know that sounds like a little bit out there. No, it doesn't.
We go to the farm shop. No, we've got a local farm shop that we've been doing all our fruit and veg. So the only things I go to the big supermarkets for is all my cleaning products, all the little bits that you can't, like the spices and all those kind of things. And then we'll go to the farm shop. I'll go to smaller little places to get other things, so I don't have to go into the big supermarket. But I had to go this week and get everything I needed, and it was just absolutely awful. But no, I've been coping really well apart from that. So when I get back, I have to say, I get into the bath, I generally will wash my hair. This is how crazy it is. I'm not as good as my cousin is, because she wipes all her packaging. She puts Dettol on all her packaging and wipes it all before it comes into the kitchen and goes onto her services. I'm not as good as that.
Good.
It is really good. But
If I get a delivery though, I won't pick it up with my hands. I'll push it along the floor. I will not open it on the worktops. I'll just like wipe it down, then open it with a knife, put the knife straight away, wash the knife straight away. I won't touch any packaging. So I got a delivery today, didn't touch it, because I just think, how many hands has that been on? And
that's right.
You know, they say that the virus, that's the scary thing for me, that the virus, it contaminates, you know, especially metal. Apparently it stays on metal for up to, I might be wrong, so don't quote me on this, but I'm sure I heard it stays on metal for 9 days. So that's why I don't touch.
No, I have heard that with metal. I didn't hear 9 days, but with packaging, if you leave it for 15 minutes in the sun, so for instance, if you get a package, leave it outside in the sun or leave it by your doorstep for quite a bit, and then put a glove on, take it, open it, and then, see, this is causing so many rows for me and my hubby, because he's not as paranoid as me. You know what men are like? No. They're a little bit more laid back with everything. And so I drive him mad. So if a package comes in that he's ordered, I'm like, why would you open that? Why would you open it in the house and put it on my surface? What? And we end up having a big row. And then if he goes to the shop, the reason I don't send Joel out, he was going to the shops, is because I'm a control freak and like to pick my Pacific fruit veg, that's why I can't get delivered. And B, because I don't know if he's covering up as much as I would, and then if he comes in and he doesn't get straight in the shower and take his clothes off, I get really annoyed, and then we end up having a row.
I agree. It is a really weird dynamic for me. Obviously, I think of the people that are like maybe single parents. I mean, what do you do if you're a single parent? You can't give your child to someone when you do a food shop. And for example, that's why, like, if Hayden goes and does a food shop, or he goes to any of like the farmers or the butchers, or, you know, any of the farm shops, he wouldn't take any of the kids with him. But what would you do if you're a single parent? I mean, that's so challenging, challenging because you'd have to take your child with you. But for example, Rocco's at the age where he does not understand that if you touch something, it's dangerous. I've told him a million times, but every time we go out for our daily walk, he might touch like a lamppost, and I go, no, don't touch it.
And then put it in his mouth.
Sort of crazy, no, it's like the end of the world. He touched the lamppost.
Yeah, I take my hat off to people that are single parents and not having to bring go shopping and having to take the kids who are little, because it's not nice, and they don't know if they, they'll be touching the trolleys and God knows what, if they're sitting in the seat, and then put their hands straight in their mouths. Do you know what I mean? I didn't even think of that. So any mums out there coping that, I take my hat off to you. Well done.
Me too, 100%. And do you know what? I think with little kids, the more you say don't touch your face, it's the first thing they do. It's like reverse psychology, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you say don't touch your face, the second that they've touched something, like Rocco, I can't remember, we'd gone on one of our bike rides, our daily bike rides, and he touched whatever it was like a bin or something, and I went, stop, wait, I've got wipes, I've got anti-pack, don't touch your face. And the first thing he did was touch his face, and I'm like, why would you do that? And you think, what has actually, like, how are our kids dealing with, because obviously we're just trying to get along, and you have the days where one day you're feeling good and everything's great, and then another day you might be arguing or the kids are getting ratty. And I mean, I've personally been on a roller coaster. At the start, I was like military mum. Okay, up 5 a.m. Boom, boom, boom. We're doing this. We're doing that. We're doing that. We're doing that. And then after that, I was like, okay, I've got no work. We're chilling. I'm at home with kids. I said to Hayden, I said, we're both OCD about cleaning. I said, you know what? You're just going to have to let it go, Hayden, because we're in the house. The house is going to get messy. The garden's going to get messy. And I then just had like a week or two, because the weather was good, of just sitting in the garden and really just enjoying the time with my kids. And then the last week,
you know what? You've been getting a bit down, haven't you?
I've not down. I've been getting more agitated. I think because I'm Aggie, because I've literally worked non-stop since I was 18. Because being self-employed, I've never had a maternity leave and I think it's just like, it's a really weird sensation that I've got, but it's kind of like, I call it fear of missing out. It's like I feel like I've got to get this done. And it's really weird.
Yeah, but what I will say, you're not missing out on anything at the moment, because we're all in the same situation. It doesn't matter if you're Brad Pitt right now, he's not doing any more than what you're doing. The only difference is he's got a lot more money just sitting there to kind of not feel stressed about what he's earning for the next, forever really. He's sorted for life. But you're not missing out on anything, because everyone, I think that's what keeps me feeling calm with work and things like that, because I feel like, well, I'm doing what everyone else is doing, which is, you know, nothing really, putting the odd video up of an impression or something, but, you know, just keeping ourselves on social media a little bit. Sometimes we do some live Instagrams or things like that, but none of us can work or do anything. But getting back to the mess in the house, I normally as well, I can't relax if my house is messy. But when the kids were little and it was holidays, I was always one of these mums that just let them do what they want, and when they went to bed I would tidy up. And my kids are now obviously older, so they're not messing up a playroom or bedrooms, they're messing up the kitchen, because that's where they're finding their joy. They've been cooking. Jake's always been a little chef, so that's where he loves. But now Brooke is joining in, and they're spending, do you know what I love about this lockdown? I love the fact, because my kids were always really close growing up, you know, they slept with each other for years. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's how close my kids were. And I felt like when they got to a certain age and Brooke got that bit old and she was out quite a lot, Jake was a bit like an only child on his own a lot, and it used to really upset me. So why I love this lockdown so much is they're together all the time again. Brooke spent a whole week of the lockdown at first like a rebellious teenager, like, I'm not coming out the room, I can't go out, I can't. She was just so moody. And now she is a dream child. Like, she just loves being, she's always with us. We're having fun, we're having laughs, all cooking together. And I don't want to end, Naomi. I don't want that to end.
Well, I must say, between Rocco and Fleur, they're at that age where they're at each other's throats constantly. And what I thought was, it was the most amazing thing that they became like besties. So I think it was about, when was it? It was about a week and a half in, Rocco said, Mummy, can you put my bed in Fleur's room? I went, no, I can't physically move your bed. So then we put his mattress on the floor next to her bed, and they'd watch movie. Can we have movie night tonight? Okay. So I let them have one movie night, and then it went to 7 movie nights. And so he slept in her room for a whole week.
I love that.
The bestie slept. And then even when he got, because he gets quite like, he's at that age where, you know, he'll go, I don't like to sleep on my own, you know, mummy, don't go. So you've got to lie there, read him a story, lie there. And then by the time you end up falling asleep, like, you wake up and go, oh my gosh, I wanted a red wine, I want dinner.
I know, your whole night's gone. Your whole night's gone.
Yeah. So it's like, I was thinking, this is brilliant. Yeah, okay, they can be like best buddies. And then that lasted for about a week and a half. And now they're getting a little bit tetchy with each other. And they're kind of like, you know, they're winding each other up. So we've gone through like, and it was really sweet because we were going out for like our country walk or our bike ride every day. And we've been doing that every day. And they were just like 2 little best friends. It was the sweetest thing I've ever experienced. And for me, that was really touching when they've constantly argued so much. They did.
They always used to argue. Growing up, they used to play constantly but argue constantly. And just as they've got older, they don't argue that much now, but they'll still have their odd moments, but they are really close, just like I think Fleur and Rocco will be. And I think it's so nice, it's so lovely to have a sibling, isn't it? It's just so, it's so really important.
It is. Oh, you're not getting broody, are you? Thinking of like
Oh
lockdown
God,
baby 3.
no. Although I look pregnant at the moment. I was saying to you, wasn't I? To
Oh my
everyone
goodness.
listening, I'm being
Is there
really
something you're not
honest.
telling me?
And no, I'm being really
You've been in
honest.
lockdown for quite a while.
I have, yeah, month, yesterday. I was saying to Naomi, only just before we started this podcast, I put a picture up on Instagram. I'm not going to edit my body because that to me is proper cheating. Yes, I do put a nice little smoother on the face. Who doesn't?
Yeah, me too.
But I wasn't going to edit my body, and I look pregnant in the photo because I'm going to be honest. I'm due on in 2 days. I've been eating pasta. I've been eating bread. Saying that, it was actually our Passover, so we couldn't eat bread and pasta, but I've still been eating everything else. But the last 2 days I've been eating bread and that, and I just look really bloated. There's nothing I can do, but it'll go down when I'm good again. I've just been really bad, and I haven't really exercised properly.
Do you know what? I think we're all coping. Like we're just finding different ways to cope. I mean, my way of coping is drinking every night. But to compensate, and honestly, I'm not lying, I have been doing 2 to 3 hours exercise a day. That's not like me. But the only way that I can physically cope with this, and the kids, if they're having days where they're arguing and the house being messy, my coping mechanism is exercise. So that's what brilliant. I'm doing, I'm getting up before the kids, and I'm just trying to get out for whether I do a power walk with weights, or I do a run, or I do a HIIT session. I do that, and then when they midway through the day, when they need their exercise, I'll take them out for a bike ride. So by that point, like my quad muscles are like, oh, help me! You've already done like squats or whatever.
I know, you look amazing.
Babe, but I look amazing. But the reality is, I'm still not happy with the excess skin from my C-section. And actually, I was watching a show, one of those American shows, the other night.
My favourite show,
yeah, my favourite show. And I was really, really thinking, like, everyone said to me, oh, I don't know if you're going to be able to fix this or not. You know, like I've worked out with personal trainers, I've dieted, I've tried treatments, everything like that. But I am, I'm not tempted by a tummy tuck, but I am. Do you know what I mean? It's the subconscious thing in my head. Because I love to travel, I really feel like I'd love the perfect belly again.
I don't think there's anything wrong. Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with your belly or there is absolutely nothing. I know. See, the thing is, after 6 weeks of not doing proper training, which I trained really hard in the gym, and I did have abs, and my bum had popped from doing lots of squats. I have lost that because it has been about 6 weeks. I haven't trained.
Wait a minute. Stop. How many squats? Tell me how many a day would you do?
Right, okay. So I used to squat with weights though, like 12 kilogram weights. So I think that makes a difference. I used to do 100 squats every time. So I had 100 squats, not with the weights. I used to do maybe 30 with the weight. Then I would do another 10 or 20 with another, like a dumbbell, and then I would do just normal ones. But I always did about 100 squats when I went to the gym. I'm not doing anything like that, and my worry is now, will I be able to get that shape back quick? So I panicked today. I did a 45-minute walk today, then I did a 20-minute bums and tums YouTube video, and I think every day I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to do every day. And I ate my dinner at 5, and I'm saying to myself, I'm not eating another thing apart from some blueberries tonight. So
why did you eat so early? Why did you eat so early?
Because, do you know what? Because that's how I've kept my weight off. Because normally the kids would come home from school, Brooke would come, and we all. Do you know another thing I love about lockdown? We're all eating together. Normally, we all eat at different times. Jake normally eats when he comes in from school. Instead of snacking, he has his dinner. Yeah. Then if Brooke's working, she comes home and has her dinner. I normally eat with Jake early. Then Joe will come in and he'll have his dinner. None of us eat together, but I always eat early, and then I starve myself until the morning. I normally do my workout, then eat. Oh,
right. I don't do that. See, I found that I used to, for years and years and years, I'd never ate breakfast. But I eat I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I haven't had dinner yet. So it's 8:30.
Oh my God, that's really late. See, we were starting when we first started this lockdown, because at the times we were getting up and everything, we were having breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We were eating at 8 o'clock, and I said to Joe, I can't do this anymore. I have to. So all I've had today, so I've had a good day today, so I've got to keep it good. I got up this morning. I have a lemon in water, hot water. Had that. Then we did our 45. I did a 45-minute walk. Came home, had a banana. And I did have some chocolate spread mixed with peanut butter. Oh my God, it's just divine. I stuck it in the freezer the night before, and I brought it out.
Tried that.
Oh my God!
Wait, what did you do with it? Wait, you put it in the freezer? What do you mean?
Yeah, I mixed up peanut butter chocolate spread, and then I made it quite flat. Put it in the freezer, and when you take it out, it's like eating chocolate, like a chocolate bar.
Oh,
it's just amazing.
Oh my God, that's such a good idea. So there we go. Hack number 1 for Fran and our a little sweet. You know, we've got about 9 minutes left of our podcast, guys. So
sugar.
Yeah, I know. We could go on for hours, couldn't we, Fran?
We could go on for hours. So I had that, and then I had my dinner really early, and I'm going to try, guys, to not eat later. But let's get on to another thing that's been really keeping us going, which we did mention, is TV. I watched the quiz this week with Chris Tarrant, the whole Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Absolutely loved it.
I couldn't get into it. I could not get into it. Hayden watched it. I couldn't get into it.
I love it. Do you know what? Go on, sorry.
Well, no, the one that I really got into is The Nest with Martin Compston. Have you seen that on BBC? No. That was brilliant. No. Funnily enough, I actually acted in a gangster film with him in Scotland years ago. I've got to try and find it, because that would just be so fun. He's such a brilliant actor. But we were literally sitting on the edge of our seats. And the other one that we love is a Netflix. We're obsessed in Netflix now. Ozarks. Oh yeah,
he's watching that. I haven't watched that with him, but I watched Unorthodox. It is absolutely brilliant. It's on Netflix. It's about a very, very religious. It's how the very, very Hasidic Jews live. In a place called Williamsburg in New York, and how this girl needed to get away from her very religious life, and it is brilliant. It's 3 parts, and it's definitely one to watch.
Okay, there we go. That's what I'm watching tonight then. Thanks for the recommendation, Brad.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna watch tonight. I feel like I want Friday night dinner's on tonight. This is a real family show. You know, like years ago when we were kids, many years ago. We used to sit and watch with our parents. Would watch Play Your Cards Right. I remember every Friday Dynasty used to be on. Dynasty.
I loved it.
And Dallas. And we sit and watch these things together. And there's not a lot of things that we can sit and watch together apart from Practical Jokers and the Friday night dinner. They love it. But yes, we're going to watch that tonight. I hope everyone is also, getting through this lockdown and this time. We've got another 3 weeks to go, guys. Come on.
Well, you know what I think is really funny? Yeah, we can do it. You know what I think is really funny? What I've seen in the news is how, I don't know if you think it's funny. What do you think? What's your opinion on the likes of Gordon Ramsay, the Beckhams, Rita Ora going to their country pads, and all the locals going crazy about them going from the city to their country sort of houses?
Hi. Well, I was talking to someone about this the other day, because I read about Gordon Ramsay, and I actually feel that if that's his home and he's bought that home, then he's entitled to be there. As far as I'm concerned, why? That's nothing to do with anybody else. He's going to his house that he pays for. It's weird, because when I heard Cornwall's have had a really low rate, obviously, of the coronavirus, I remember saying, let's rent a country house there and let's stay there for a little while. But yeah, if he's got a house there and Rita Ora's got a house where she's got whatever, I just don't think people should be getting involved and starting to say they want to. It's ridiculous.
I know, it's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, that has been, I hope you guys have enjoyed our episode. Is that episode 6, Fran?
That's our episode 6. Yeah, I hope everyone's enjoyed it. I hope you can relate to us, or as always, we always ask you to send in your hacks, what's getting you through lockdown. Give me and Naomi some ideas, things that we're not doing, things that we're not doing apart from eating, watching TV, going for walks. There might be something really exciting that we're missing out on here, Naomi. So please,
homeschooling starts next week.
Homeschooling
starts next week. So if anyone's got any hacks on how I can get through this, I really don't know. I might be like crying on our next podcast. Who knows? So you can listen to us, guys, on iTunes or Spotify, and it's really simple. All you need to do is subscribe, like, and I think when you subscribe, you'll be alerted when there's a new episode.
Enjoy your week, guys. See you soon.
Bye.